All right, welcome back on into the Philadelphia Union podcast on my channel, guys. I'm Zero, and the Union are into the CONCACAF Champions League semi-finals. Yes, they defeated Atlanta a total of 4-1 on aggregate, 3-0 in the first leg, then a 1-1 draw in the return leg at Subaru Park. They're the only MLS team left standing in this competition. You have Monterrey and Cruz Azul in the other semifinal, while the Union will be playing Club America, who is another Liga MX team. Going to be very tough for them to get by Club America. Honestly, I don't see the Union getting to the final, but you never know. You never know. They've been very good in this competition. They've only conceded the one goal in the competition so far, and their attack's been very strong. Kasper Schmeichel leading the way. He scored again in that game against Atlanta, 1-1, to kind of put any doubt away. Atlanta had scored first in the game. I mean, they brought it. They brought their energy. Their bench was a little thin, as was ours. You know, we're missing Ilsinho. We were missing Jose Martinez, two big pieces of our team there. But you know, it was 3-1 in aggregate, and you thought maybe Atlanta could get some late goals and come back in this game, but they took out Joseph Martinez, and then on the counterattack, the Union punished them. Kasper Schmeichel netting another one with a sublime finish, just an emphatic finish again from the big pole. He is on fire in the Champions League, but he can't seem to get going in the MLS play, so we need him to start scoring goals in MLS as opposed to just the Champions League. But hey, if he keeps scoring in the Champions League, I'll be happy, especially in the next round against Club America. So those won't be till, I believe, August, the semifinals. So it's going to be a while, and the Union need to focus back on, MLS play. But I'm pumped. I'm so excited for the Union to be where they are in the Champions League on their first time of asking. It's just incredible. I said I don't see them getting to the final, but who knows? It'll be quite insane if they get to the final. I'm so proud of the way that they're playing, and you got to give Jim Curtin so much credit for setting the team up to get through, and just what he does with this group, continues to do with this group over the past 2+ seasons now. He's really turned the corner as a coach and has really changed the way that he uses his tactics. I guess he wasn't like this when he first took over the Union, but he's really developed into a wonderful head coach. So we could talk about, the Union's play in MLS hasn't been great so far. I mean, you can throw out the NYC game because we were down a man practically that entire game. Lost 2-0. Let's talk about the Chicago game, the game that just happened. Go on the road, needing a win in MLS, leading their first win. And they got it. They went there and they played really well, played a perfect road game, defended well, attacked and pressed really well as a team, and won 2-0. Corey Burke getting a nice goal after Jamiro Montero setting up. Burke's been off to a slow start this season. Of course, he's coming back. He hasn't been back with the team for that long since rejoining the team from overseas. Had to get, I think, his green card again or something. He's also had some injuries, so it's good to see him get on the score sheet. He was very good in the game. He was making his presence felt, that's for sure. Really good finish off the volley, off the pass. The little loop pass from Jamiro Montero to find him. Montero is playing really well right now. And then Jacob Glesnes getting our second goal in that game off kind of a deflection, kind of a weird play, came into the box. But he was ready for it and got himself into position, headed the ball down past Bobby Shuttleworth. Chicago, all sorts of mess right now. They are not playing well in MLS play, so we took advantage of that and beat them. They have not won yet this season, Chicago. I think they're on like a 10-game winless streak in league play going back to last season. So the Union get a much-needed win with a big test coming up on Wednesday, in just a few days from today, against the New England Revolution, who are off to a really good start this season. They did lose to Nashville on the road, but that was their first loss of the season. The Union, right up there amongst the best teams in the Eastern Conference. I think I even picked them to go to the Cup this year. I picked them to do well last season, and they were a win away from going to the Cup They have so much talent on that team. They're a deep squad. You gotta track Carlos Heel. He floats all around the pitch. The Union, whoever it is, whether it be Bedoya, Flock, or Montero, and they need to stick close to him. Jose Martinez did not play in this game against Chicago either. He got a 2-game suspension, so he won't be playing against New England either. So Flock filled in the Fire game, as well as the Atlanta game, because remember, Martinez was also suspended for that. That's the problem with Martinez. He's a very good midfielder. He's a really good enforcer in there, but he gets himself into trouble so much, and it really, puts the team in bad situations at times, going down men and suspending himself and having to have somebody else come in and fill his role. But Flock showing in these last 2 games, he's more than capable of filling in that number 6 role. He's been phenomenal. Just the amount of ground that he covers. He's good on the ball. He will track down anything, and he's pretty good at getting up in the attack as well. But his work rate is ridiculous, and he's obviously a lot cleaner on the challenge than Jose Martinez is. Not quite the enforcer. I don't think he's going to win as many tackles, but Flock showed a lot of great challenges though in these past 2 games. He's been amazing. What a find for this team to bring him in. Ernst Tanner and the club bringing him in. He's just fit in so perfectly with this squad. And that's the thing about some of their signings these past couple seasons. They're bringing in the right players. They're not just signing people just to sign them now. They brought in Marco Fabian. He didn't really work out, but a lot of the signings that they've made, the Kai Wagner, Kasper Shibilko, Jamiro Montero, Leon Flock, these are guys that are coming in. Jose Martinez, Jacob Glesnes. These are guys coming in and just being exactly what we need them to be and the roles that we need. They're good at evaluating what positions they need help with and what the team's needs are and filling those roles. And it's part of the reason why we've had some sustained success, easy for me to say, over the past 2+ seasons. Leon Flock's been great since coming in, so just adding to that list. Want to give a big shout out to Jack McGlynn, the 17-year-old starting his first MLS game against Chicago, and he was fantastic. The kid had 2 chances that were pretty much the same exact chance on the far post in the first half. Could have scored. They were both blocked off the line. So McGlynn almost scoring in his debut. But it's not just that. It was his positioning on defense was just phenomenal. He didn't look out of place at all. He didn't look, scared on the ball. For 17-year-old, he was very calm when the ball came to his feet. Even one play, I think it might have been in the first half, where he put his body in between the ball and the player, and used his physicality. Even though he's not a big kid, used his body to draw a foul and kind of possess the ball and draw a foul that way. And that was just such a smart, heady play for a 17-year-old. Not a lot of 17-year-olds are going to make that kind of play, a heads-up play like that to draw the foul. I thought that was a really smart move. It was really impressive to see that. It's just his positioning all game was very, very good. Defense work rate was there. Fit in really well with the club. He was starting essentially over Martinez because they put Flock back in the number 6. And Fontana, who came off the bench again, poor guy, no matter what, can't start. He's got 2 goals in the Champions League this year. I expect Fontana to start against New England on Wednesday because he's been very good against them throughout his career. So I expect young Fontana to get back in that starting lineup. But McGlynn, who's only appeared in a few games, cameos off the bench, so you didn't really get to see much of him before. But he came in and showed what he can do in his first ever start, and I'm excited for his future. I think what he does for the team is going to fit right in. His work rate off the ball is very good. He's calm on the ball. He seems to pick good spots going forward. I was just thoroughly impressed with the kid. 17 years old, another homegrown youngster coming in there and playing well. So what can you say about this team? They just have a knack for getting these young players in there, and Jim Curtin will play them. He's shown that he has no qualms about starting these kids in games, and it's amazing to see, what he's willing to do. And most teams aren't going to be playing all their young players right away. Curtin will get them some minutes, whether it be a few minutes here and there or a full start like McGlynn was here. It's just like what happened with Brendan Aronson 2 years ago, getting a full start and then having another full season, and now he's off in Europe winning a trophy, and Mark McKenzie's off in Europe winning a trophy. So you got Fontana who's playing really well. Matt Real's a decent homegrown. Matt Freese, a good keeper. And now McGlynn. So it's phenomenal to see, and they got to keep signing the right veteran players around them now if they want to sustain the success, and they got to keep bringing up these youngsters. If this cycle continues, we're going to be a formidable club for a long time. Some of our players are getting older. Our window's closing to win a cup, I think. Maybe this year, next year, the most for winning a cup, until we have to kind of cycle in some new veterans. Because, Bedoya's getting older, like I said. Gaddis just retired. Ilsinho's getting older, and he's very injury prone now. So, your window's closing a little bit there. Blake, who knows how much longer he'll be around with the club. Hopefully he'll stay here his whole career, but I can see him going somewhere if he wants to eventually. He's, one of the best, if not the best keeper in MLS. And he's having a phenomenal season to start to this season in both Champions League and MLS play. He's been great. He's just kept us in a lot of games and has kept us ahead in other games. So Andre Blake doing his thing, as you expect. We do need the forwards to score a little more goals. It's nice to see Burke get on the board, because up till then, Shobilko is the only forward who scored. Montero's doing pretty good to start the season. We need Santos to start scoring, or Burke. One of them needs to start scoring goals consistently. Hopefully this can get Burke going, because he shows, he's got great pace, great strength. He's good at finishing plays too. So hopefully this will wake him up a bit. And just get the offense some goals going in league play, because we've been great in the Champions League, but in league play we've been a little lackluster in front of goal. We lost those 2 home games to Miami and NYC, which is very frustrating. A place that we didn't lose all last season in the regular season, and we go ahead and lose our first 2 here. But we got to right the ship now and focus on MLS play, getting results, climbing the table. Because, we're right there. We only have 4 points from 4 games, but nobody in the East right now is really running away with anything. So, a few wins and we're going to be right amongst the top teams in the conference. We need to beat New England. We really do. And then we have a home game that weekend against the Red Bulls after that. Our rivals, the Red Bulls, definitely want to beat them. If we can win both these games, or say we tie New England and beat the Red Bulls, that would be good too. I don't think a tie against New England at home is that bad of a result, but since you've lost your first 2 home games, I want to see the Union win these next 2 here. Win these next 2 home games in this week. Show everybody that you're still a force, in MLS, and I think we're already proving to people that our supporter shield was no joke. It was no fluke. We're a good team, and we're going to continue to be a good team this season. So we'll see. So I expect, with no Jose Martinez, I expect Flock to start in that number 6 role again. I expect the same on defense. Glesnes, Elliott, Wagner, and Bizo, Blake Annette, Bedoya, Montero, and I do expect Fontana to start. As I said, I expect Fontana to start. And Shobilko, and I think Burke will probably get the start just because he scored last game. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Sergio Santos does start, because he's also been good against New England in his career. But I said I won't be mad if McGlynn's starting again, but I expect Fontana in there. Just to see if we can get him going in league play. He does have 2 goals in the Champions League, like I said. But seems like every time we play New England, Fontana's scoring. So I think most of his career goals have come against New England. So let's see if that can continue that trend against that very formidable New England side, who have a wonderful attack and a pretty stout defense. on their side. So yeah, guys, I guess that's all we're going to talk about. There's a little rumor coming in. I heard a source that we've signed Gazdag, the Hungarian attacking midfielder, but I won't go into that until I think that it's official that we've signed him. I've just heard sources say that we've signed him, which would be nice to get. That's an attacking option, a 25. I think he's 25 years old. He's actually done really well in his league this season, scoring goals and assisting goals. So if he comes into MLS and can give us that kind of productivity, that's going to be, and he's going to be starting for us in that number 10 role, which means poor Fontana is going to be coming off the bench yet again. I mean, the thing is, the Fontana, I don't think he's really a number 10. I know they want to put him in there, but Fontana is not really a attacking mid kind of player. He's kind of like a second forward, if you will. He is good at going box to box. He'll do the defensive work, but he doesn't make huge impacts in games, as consistently as some other players do. But Fontana's very good at finishing plays and scoring goals, so he kind of pops in as that second forward. I think that's Fontana's best position, probably, is that second forward. Him as a number 10, just he's not that guy that's going to make the killer pass. I think I mentioned it before. So bringing in Gazdag is going to be the guy who hopefully can make those killer passes and create more chances with Montero. Because as of right now, most of our attack comes from the wings. It's either, and it's the fullbacks. It's either Bizo or Wagner, kind of, getting wide and getting crosses into the box, or it's off the counterattack. Having a guy like Gazdag might, be able to get us, when teams are sitting back and defending on us, we're passing around. We don't have that guy that can make that killer pass and, really unlock the defense. That's hopefully what this guy will do for us. If we have that, we're going to be able to beat teams in many ways now. We can beat you on the counter. We can beat you out wide with the crosses. And now if we get some consistency in the middle of the attack, we can beat you when you're sitting back and defending. Because that's what, some teams will do against us. They will sit back, let us have the ball, know that, we seem to struggle when teams get behind the ball, numbers behind the ball, and we just can't seem to pick out those passes and struggle in the final third, that final ball. Because if it's not coming from the wings, getting the crosses in, it has to be on the counter. If the teams aren't allowing us to counter, it's tough for us to score. So I think getting a creative player is exactly what this team needs. I've been calling for it all off season, and no Brendan Aronson anymore. We need that in there. So hopefully this will work out if he is indeed signed. It's not official yet, so we'll talk about it later if he is officially signed. So guys, that's going to do it for this podcast, the Union Podcast on May 10th. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I do appreciate it. And take care of yourselves. Go Union. I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, 0 is the number.